Welcome back to What If Naruto Had the Reaper's Dojutsu. Now, if you've made it this far and you've enjoyed each and every single one of the parts, it only makes sense that you would like part 1, part 2, and part 3, seeing as it helps these videos do a ton better in YouTube's algorithm, and it helps your boy out a ton, seeing as you don't understand how much one singular like does for the channel. That helps other people see the video, it promotes my channel more, seeing as the algorithm hasn't exactly been favoring me lately, and it would mean the absolute world to me. So if you could do me that favor before this video starts, I would love you forever. Anyways though, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Chapter 8. We immediately start our story off with a time skip. Kakashi and Zabuza were about to kill each other and finish the battle once and for all, when suddenly, Naruto watches helpless as Haku's life was taken from her, as Naruto saw his sensei put a Chidori through her chest. Not intentionally, of course, but Naruto didn't know that, so he went over to Haku's dying body and said, "Hakuyuki, by the powers gifted to me, the goddess of life and death, I call upon your spirit, and I command you to be revived." Naruto then places his hands over Haku's chest, her body glowed white, blinding Zabuza and Kakashi, and the next thing they knew, Haku was back in from the dead. As Haku breathed in a gasp of air into her lungs, she asked Master Zabuza, "What happened?" "I thought Kakashi-san killed me." And Zabuza said, "I'm not sure what that blonde-haired kid did, but you were brought back to life because of him." Zabuza then said, "Hey kid, what did you do for Haku that brought her back to life?" And Naruto said, "I can't tell you how I did it, but you should get everyone else away from here, now." Kakashi took one look into Naruto's eyes and saw for the very first time in his life Naruto's bloodline, the Reaper's eyes. And with widened eyes of fear and of surprise, of fear of dying as well, Kakashi said, "Zabuza, we're gonna be leaving now." Gato then said, "Well, that's a shame. The big bad demon of the mist, running from a fight. Seems like you aren't as strong as you said." And Zabuza said, "I'm scared of someone, Gato, but it's not one of your bandits, and you're not getting your hands on Haku or the other Genin. Let's go." "Kakashi isn't that..." "Let's go," Kakashi would say. And suddenly, Zabuza would ask, "Isn't the blonde Gaki coming with us?" And Kakashi said, "Just stand back and watch the show, Zabuza. You're about to see the Grim Reaper of Konoha in action." Naruto's sword isn't any ordinary weapon. It's a Zanpakuto, a spirit blade. And Zabuza said, Did you just say he's got a spirit blade?" "Which one?" And Kakashi said, "You're about to find out." Back with Gato and his bandits, Naruto stood there unmoving and not saying anything. Gato then said, "What's the matter, kid? Cat got your tongue? Or maybe you're just scared because you're outnumbered 1,000 to 1. And Naruto just said, as he drew his spirit dweller blade and said, "Shinigami art, chains of judgment." Hundreds of spectral chains then appeared and wrapped around Gato and his men. The chains were a part of his bloodline. As Naruto said, only one set of the words, and that was, "Your souls have been judged. The verdict is guilty. And now, you die. Spirit dweller, Izanami!" The bandits and Gato struggled to get free from the chains, but they couldn't. And Zabuza watched in amazement as Naruto's katana turned into a scythe. And Sasuke also saw this and said, "Kakashi-sensei, I want that weapon. Such a powerful sword doesn't deserve to be used by that loser." And Kakashi said, "I'm sorry, Sasuke, but that sword isn't normal. Anyone else who has tried to take that from Naruto, even the Hokage, has almost died. No physical wounds, no injuries, or even any bloodshed. You lose your soul, Sasuke. The cost of another person besides Naruto, not chosen by it, loses their soul to the Shinigami." Back with Naruto, however, and his Izanami scythe, Naruto was currently cutting down one bandit after another as he said, anger in his eyes and rage clear in his voice. Murderers, rapists, thieves, corruption at its worst. You're all guilty in the eyes of Kami. I am Naruto Uzumaki, champion of Kami and the Shinigami, Grim Reaper of Konoha. As Naruto was venting out all of his rage and anger, the Shinigami and Kami were watching him from the heavens from their thrones with a bag of chips and popcorn in hand, as Naruto slaughtered one guilty soul after another, and Shinigami said, "It won't be long before he's unlocked the Resurrection Eyes, the final stages of our power. He's come quite far actually. We've chosen well, haven't we?" As Kami would say, "Yes, Shinigami, we most certainly have chosen well indeed." Back on Earth, Naruto had just finished cutting off the heads of 1,000 bandits and was now in front of Gato, as Gato said, "No, please, don't kill me. I'll give you anything you want. Fame, fortune, jewels, your own island, name it and I'll give it to you." And Naruto said, "Your soul and your head are payment enough for me to get what I want." Swinging his blade as a thump would be heard on the ground as Gato's head would get cut off from his shoulders and his head would roll down to Naruto's feet. Naruto then said, "People of Wave Country, your freedom has been brought back to you. The gods smile upon you this day. Celebrate now and never live in fear again. Rise up when the time to take a stand arises." Gato is dead. Tazuna then said, I can't believe it. We're finally freed from Gato. We're free, everybody." The entire crowd burst into cheers of congratulations and excitement, and Zabuza then asked, "So what now, Kakashi? Your mission is to protect the bridge builder, and Haku and I aren't under contact with Gato anymore." Kakashi said, "You could always rejoin Kiri, or you could join Konoha's ranks. Whatever you choose, just remember who you owe your life to. Haku." Naruto's dark blue chakra was still flaring up the moment he looked into the water, and he noticed he'd achieved the final level of the Reaper's eyes, the Resurrection Eyes, as he would say to himself, "Don't worry, Mom and Dad, we'll be together again. Soon. Real soon." He then deactivated his Shinigami Eye and changed his sight back into his base form, and sheathing it said, "You're going to be the Shinigami's next meal if you so much as touch the handle on my sword, Uchiha." And with that, everyone went to bed and decided to leave for Konoha the next day, with 2 Kirin in tow. It looks like they actually joined. Anyways, chapter 9. This one's definitely a good one. The revival of Naruto's parents. A family once again. Hey, y'all, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm actually kind of getting a lot better at reading these chapters. Just saying, we're on chapter 9 and there's a grand total of 20 chapters. So we're basically halfway there. And that's a good thing considering that this story is a super long one. The movie version of this is probably going to be like 3 or 4 hours long. But that aside, continuing on with the story, we will continue with chapter 9, right? The revival of Naruto's parents. A family once again. Everyone made it back to Konoha, and while Sakura followed Sasuke like the weak fangirl she was, and Kakashi and Zabuza and Haku reported to the Hokage, Naruto had other plans in mind. As he walked towards the Konoha cemetery, and finding his parents' graves, activated his resurrection eyes. And sitting in a meditating position, clapped his hands together. In the Earth Seal, he then formed the Ram Seal and the Tiger Seal, and said, "Kami-sama, I call upon thee. Grant me permission to revive the souls of my parents, Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. By the good graces of Kami and Shinigami-sama, I hereby declare you fully revived." As he screams that out to the heavens, and the earth around Naruto would shake, as up out of the ground rose 2 coffins, one labeled 4th Hokage and the other Uzumaki. The coffins then opened up, and out of them stepped Naruto's parents. As Naruto looked at his parents and said, Dad, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you and finally meet you. We're together again. We're a family again." Minato just looked confused as he said, "Naruto, what's going on here? I thought your mother and I were supposed to be dead, and yet here we are, as alive and young as the day we..." It then hit Minato over the head that he's right. They did die. the night Naruto was born 12 years ago. So how were they brought back from the dead? Minato then looked at his son Naruto and asked, Naruto, did you bring me and your mother back to life? We were sealed by the Reaper. And Naruto said, before you assume anything, no, I'm not a lunatic person like Orochimaru. No, I didn't use the Edo Tensei ritual. The night that you, Bakas, sealed the nine-tailed furball inside me, the Shinigami gave me some of his and Kami-sama's power, in the form of a Dojutsu. It's called the Reaper's Eyes, and I had just recently unlocked the final form of the Resurrection Eyes, which allowed me to bring you back without the cost of sacrifices. I could revive any number of people who have died, provided that it's only been 30 minutes to as many as 12 or fewer years. Eventually, with some practice, I could revive people who have been dead for as many as 30 to 60 years or even more. I can also see the future or even judge a person's soul and heal all injuries that resulted in death, allowing me to bring them back to life just after they died. And so, with Naruto's explanations of how his bloodline given to him by the Shinigami and Kami themselves, Minato and Kushina could only say one thing, and that was, Kami and Shinigami did what now? And you can bring the dead back from the life for as many as 60 years? And Naruto said, yes, Mom and Dad, I can. Don't act like you think it's such a big deal. I've kept it a secret from Dons of Shimura this long, and even if you found out, Old Man Hokage would have him executed for going against Tsunade and Jiraiya's wishes to have me put under the Clan Restoration Act. I made it specifically clear to the entire council, myself, that I won't have any of the clan heads' daughters forced upon me for my lineage or my bloodline, or my clan name and all the money I've inherited from you guys. So as long as Grandma Tsunade and Grandpa Jiraiya live and breathe, and now that you have been brought back, I refuse to be forced to take any future wife at this time. Besides, Hinata Hyuga had already chosen me. She thinks I don't know that she's watching us right now, but I can sense her chakra and nervous emotions like all Uzumaki can. You can come out from behind the cemetery entrance, Hinata-chan. I knew you were there the entire time watching me like you always have. You can't hide your feelings from me, Hinata. From here, Hinata would be shocked and couldn't believe that this whole time, all these years she's been watching Naruto, he's actually noticed that he was being watched and never said anything until now. So knowing that her cover was blown, she came from her hiding spot and said, I'm sorry, Naruto-kun. I never meant to spy on you. I've always admired your determination to become stronger. Please, Lord Fourth, Lady Kushina, don't think so poorly of me. My self-esteem and confidence issues are because my father is always thinking of me as a failure. And Kushina said, Hinata, anyone who is willing to stick by her son's side this whole time deserves our respect, and we have a little talk with your father later about family favoritism and the consequences that follow. And Hinata said, thank you so much, Naruto-kun. Would you like to go on a date with me tonight? And Naruto said as he walked up to Hinata and hugged her, of course I will, Hinata. And for the record, I've always known that you had a crush on me, and that your father is the reason for the low confidence you have. I can fix that for you if you want me to. And Hinata asked, what are you going to do to him, Naruto? Please don't kill him. And Naruto said, I won't kill him, Hinata. I'm just going to demonstrate what happens to parents that don't treat their children with equal respect as they would their youngest. Fear can be a powerful motivator when used properly. And Minato and Kushina said, why don't we, like the way you just said that, Naruto. I'm worried you're going to put the fear of the Shinigami into Hiyashi and his clan council. And Naruto said, because that's exactly what I intend to do. No one talks down to my friend and admirer and gets away with it. Naruto then activated his Shinigami's eye and, flaring his dark blue chakra around him, ran off to the Hyuga clan compound to motivate Hiyashi Hyuga to treat his daughter Hinata a little more kindly. Naruto had made it to the Hyuga clan compound and walked right up to the guards, and without even drawing his sword, killed the guards as he said, Izanami, kill. The guards then dropped dead to the ground, and Naruto walked up to the main compound and yelled, Hiyashi Hyuga! Get out here! I've got a bone to pick with you! Hiyashi then came out, barging out of his office and out the courtyard, and said, who dares break into my compound and demand that? Dear Kami-sama, have mercy! And Naruto said, You know who I am, and you know the bloodline I possessed, and you obviously know what I want to talk to you about if you're begging Kami-sama for mercy. Your soul has been judged. The verdict is innocent. A second judgment of your soul has been made. The verdict is guilty. You're guilty of not treating your daughter Hinata with the same treatment you give her sister Hanabi, who just so happens to be behind me right now. Hiyashi then yelled saying, "Hanabi, run! Get away from him! He's the Grim Reaper of Konoha!" But sadly, it was too late, as Naruto drew his spirit blade and said, "Spirit Dweller Izanagi." The sword then turned into a whip, which then wrapped around Hanabi and began draining her life force, as Naruto gained all the knowledge she had and said, "Well, that's interesting. It seems like you've spoiled Hanabi more than I thought. You're teaching Hanabi all the advanced gentle first style techniques while you leave Hinata-chan with nothing but the basics. Such a disgraceful clan head you are, Hiyashi Hyuga. You will either teach Hinata-chan the same techniques as Hanabi, or I will end the Hyuga clan line, with only Hinata and Hanabi remaining. Am I clear?" Hiyashi Hyuga just nodded his head yes, in fear of knowing that if he didn't, he would be meeting his angry wife in the afterlife, a fate far worse than death itself. Hiyashi then said, "Please spare me and my family, O mighty Grim Reaper of Konoha. Kill my clan advisors, but please don't hurt me and my family. I'll do whatever you want, just name it. I'll even train Hinata and Hanabi as equals, I swear." And Naruto said, "Very good. I rest assured that I will be watching you closely, Hiyashi Hyuga. Don't make me return here a second time, or your entire clan will be on a one-way trip to the Shinigami's stomach." Naruto then went back home, just as his parents showed up to talk to Hiyashi, and Kushina said, "Well, Minato, it looks like Naruto's already said enough to Hiyashi to make him fear the fear of Death God incarnate. Hinata, we'll have Naruto pick you up at 6 p.m. tonight for your date, alright?" And Hinata said, "That's fine. It gives me plenty of time to prepare and get ready. Does Naruto couldn't have anything else that he likes aside from ramen noodles and training all the time?" And Kushina said, "Sadly, Hinata, from what Jiraiya and Tsunade have told us, the villagers used to destroy anything nice that Naruto ever had. And even though most of the village accepts him as hero for containing the Kyuubi, others, such as your father, don't approve of their children being around him. But I think after tonight, that will all change." And Hinata said, "I hope so. Minato-sama, Lady Kushina, I love him more than you know. He makes me happy, but he's never been happy. At least not until Lord Jiraiya and Tsunade came back to take care of her, that is. Since then, he's never showed any form of emotion in public at all. I think once the village was told about you being his parents, the constant attention began annoying him. At first, he was okay with it, but even then, he found it annoying. He even found the civilian council siding with him, but that all changed when people started offering him things that he felt like he was not worthy of having, because he hadn't worked hard for it. In a way, I guess he doesn't think that anyone else except his own family is worth his time now, and I don't know what to do about changing the way he's growing more distant from others. Even Sasuke Uchiha has tried to challenge him and convince him otherwise, but Naruto just says that if they fought each other and held nothing back, Sasuke Uchiha would be dead within seconds. It's getting late and I have to start getting ready for our date tonight, but thank you for bringing me home." And Kushina said, "No problem, Hinata, and don't worry about Naruto. He's just being stubborn. It runs in the Uzumaki clan family after all. We can be quite prideful, to say the least. The least at times. So it's more a sense of pride that he's not accepting things because he's not worth of having them. It's a matter of if he's accepting something without earning it through hard work that makes him feel bad, because it's a heavy blow to his pride as an honest person." Now that Hinata understood a little bit more about what Naruto was thinking, she could hopefully try cracking open that shell full of emotions that Naruto has been keeping locked up from others, except his own family. As she knew that the only thing that she couldn't do was, as she knew that only one thing that could do it was a kiss on her lips, and to start a new relationship between them. Chapter 10, Danzo's Judgment, Where True Loyalties Lie. After Naruto had revived his parents and they went to the Hokage to explain everything let's just say that Hiruzen just barely avoided meeting the Shinigami. And had Naruto not stopped his parents from killing the old man Hiruzen, Hiruzen would be visiting his angry and very dissatisfied sensei Tobirama Senju in the afterlife. Naruto then said, "Mom and Dad, please, I know that you're very angry with the way the village didn't uphold your last dying wishes to me, seen by them as a hero for containing the oversized furball, but did you honestly expect them to forget about something like that? The lives that were lost, the family and friends that died in the middle of the attack? I still haven't forgiven the Ninetales for killing you. Not fully anyway. We get along sometimes, but he's too arrogant to let go of the past. Baka Kitsune." Just then, Danzo, Koharu, and Homura walked into the office, and when they saw Minato and Kushina and realized who was with them, Danzo knew he was dead. Oh, he knew the rumors, heard the stories, and even shivered at the thought of being judged by those eyes of Naruto's. It's for that very reason he hasn't been trying to organize angry mobs against the boy. The three village elders then out of nowhere said with fear in their voices, "Lord Fourth, Lady Kushina, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead." From here, Naruto would say, "What's the matter, you old goats? You're not worrying that my parents would find out that you're taking my inheritance money that they left to keep me for the Root and Anbu organization running, are you?" Danzo, Koharu, and Homura said nothing, as they knew they were screwed if Minato and Kushina found out that the civilian council had been stealing from their son. "Kami, have mercy on them," Naruto then said. "Now then, we're all going to play a game I like to call the 20 questions of life or death. We will ask each of you questions, and if you answer honestly and don't try lying, and you will answer honestly. Oh, and don't try lying to me, because my Reaper's eyes see through all and any deception, all of it in your soul. If you tell the truth, I don't kill you, and your soul, though corrupted and greedy as it is, will be spared. Tell nothing but lies, and I'll be forced to take alternative measures. My Spirit Dweller sword is a sensitive weapon known as Zanpakuto. Unlike most, mine inhabits the spirits of the first gods of Japan, Izanagi and Izanami. One drains the life out of your body, while the other simply takes it. Sounds fun, right? Okay, well, let's get started. Hokage Gigi, Mom, Dad, begin the questions. Naruto then activated his Reaper eyes, and Hiruzen asked, "Tell me, Danzo, is the Root Anbu organization that I ordered you to have disbanded years ago after you tried to get Itachi Uchiha to kill his entire clan failed, still active and being run behind my back?" "Well, are they?" And Danzo said, "I'm not sure what you mean by that, Hiruzen, my old friend. I had the organization disbanded just as you said. The Root Anbu organization no longer exists." And Naruto said, "He's lying, Gigi. His voice may not show it, but his soul is as dark and as greedy as Madara Uchiha was. Should I take his soul, or would you like to see what else he's hiding?" Hiruzen then said, "No, I'd like to find out what else the three of them are hiding. Naruto, your memory projecting jutsu, if you please." Now, Koharu and Homura could start pissing themselves like the elderly people they would, because they have heard from Hiruzen what that jutsu does, and every dirty secret they had was about to be revealed. But before they could beg Hiruzen to reconsider his decision, Naruto had already stabbed his sword in the floor in front of them, chains then erupted from underneath them, and bound their souls and minds to the sword, with Naruto performing the proper hand seals and said, "Kami art, memory projection jutsu." Huh. Well, would you look at that, Hokage Gigi. It seems your advisors have been traitors this whole time. After all, Danzo's still running his Root Anbu, I see. Koharu and Homura have been the ones behind the organized angry mobs from the day I was kicked out of the orphanage at 8-4, and had made numerous attempts at trying to break into my parents' house and steal the secrets to your Flying Thunder God and Rasengan techniques, Dad. And the Uzumaki clan sealing jutsu as well, apparently. This doesn't make your case towards Kami any better. If anything, Yami will have all three of you in the underworld. Tisk tisk, now can I take their souls, Gigi? After seeing everything that his teammates were hiding clear as day in front of him, Hiruzen was left with a hard choice: eliminate his traitorous advisors and prevent any further internal conflict, or spare at least Koharu and Homura by letting them rot in prison after a few days of torture with Ibiki and Anko. But as far as Danzo's mind was, his was made up. Hiruzen then said, I am the Hokage. I make laws, and I, the Shinobi Council, run the village, not you, Danzo Shimura. As Hokage, I, Hiruzen Sarutobi, do hereby sentence you to death, which shall be carried out by the Grim Reaper of Konoha. Naruto, proceed with taking Danzo's soul. And as for you, Koharu and Hamura, you are going to be spending a lot of time with Anko and Ibiki. Then you're going to be sitting in a prison cell until either I die, Minato retakes the Hokage position, or Tsunade becomes the 5th Hokage, without the possibility of parole or bail being posted. May Kami show you no mercy. Naruto then picked up his Spirit Dweller sword and said, Spirit Dweller, Izanami. Naruto's sword then turned into a Reaper scythe, and with a single swing of the blade, Danzo's head was cut off, and his spirit consumed the entire, and his spirit was consumed by the spirit of the scythe Izanami herself, making the weapon all the more powerful with each soul it absorbed, giving Naruto more knowledge and skills to use at any time he wants. Minato and Kushina were horrified at the sight of seeing Naruto kill a person without so much as a single shed of emotion or even remorse. It actually made them wonder if their own son was even human anymore, since only a god could kill so casually, as though it was just another day at the office. The Anbu then escorted Koharu and Hamura to the torture and interrogation department, where Ibiki and Anko would be having all of the fun in the world with him. Suddenly, Minato then looked at Naruto and said, Looks like that's over with. And Naruto said, And we have a lot more to do. Now, I simply have to judge the souls of the rest of the world. It seems to me that I have a big job cut out for me.